Well, what's up, YouTube? Shawn DaGamer here, and we're gonna be talking for a few minutes about Raw. I'm not gonna rant. I'm not gonna rave. I'm not gonna yell. I'm not gonna raise my voice because it's bad. It's just bad. This show had a couple of highlights on it, but other than that, the rest of it was just bad. Like, you had the Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn match, which was decent. You had the Charlotte segment, which was decent. Well, let's say the match. Go back to the match. The match was good, but I didn't like the outcome and the results because I want Seth and Sami. Why not both? Why not both? Especially, I was tweeting. I was like, once McMahon told Foley to go tell Seth that if he loses his match against Sami, he loses his fight in the Rumble. I was like, all right, we're gonna see Triple H tonight. All right, cool. I can dig it. But we only got Triple H's music, no Triple H. So it was like, okay, you distracted him. So it would have just made more sense to have them both in the Rumble. That way, if there wasn't a stipulation that if Seth lost, he lost his spot. But if Sami beat him, he got in. If it just stayed that way and not him losing his spot, that would have made sense. The distraction came and then, or you could have even had like this, like if Seth loses, he doesn't lose his spot, but he has to come in at number one. Then Triple H's music hit, and then he comes in number one. He lasts long, and then for some reason Triple H comes and eliminate him. That makes more sense than just having what they had, and then like I said, the Charlotte segment was good. The little interview she did with Corey Graves. Big Show looked good after that 8-man tag from the New Day, Enzo and Kaz, Rusev, Titus O'Neil, and Jinder Mahal. But other than that, the match wasn't anything special to ride home about. We had like 3 cruiserweight segments that were the best thing about those was I got to see my boy Mustafa Ali, on Raw. I have high hopes for Mustafa, but the cruiserweight division itself is lackluster. The women's division is lackluster. The tag team division is non-existent because the New Day is for the moment out of it. What other teams do you have on Raw? You have the Shining Stars, nobody cares. You have Golden Truth, nobody cares. The club is slowly trying to be rebuilt, and then you have the tag champs. What other stars do you have? Are you really going to put the Revival on Raw? I hope not. I really, really hope not. I want my Revival on SmackDown so they can be good. You know what I'm saying? But I can really see, especially with TM61 out of the picture now because of I believe it was Shane Thorne got the injury. The one with the hair, he got injured, but I can see them maybe calling up the Revival a little bit earlier than expected because there are essentially no teams on Raw. But I don't want that to happen. What else was cringe on this show? Speaking of the cruiserweights, I said there were like 3 cruiserweight segments, and the only good one was the actual 2-minute 6-man tag match. And it's like, how many of those are we gonna see? Like, the only difference is they got Gallagher and Mustafa Ali in them now, but you still got Tony Nese and what's the other one? Tony Nese and what is his name? Drew Gulak. Those two could be 2 of your premier heels. You didn't really have to dive into the Neverpool just yet. If you'd have just had one of those two be a good heel, or just drop Pete Dunne in that division. Just go ahead and drop Pete Dunne in that division. Go right ahead. What else? Then you had that whole Noam Dar, Alicia Fox, and I think he knows now, because now he's doing it on purpose. It's not funny once you're doing it on purpose. Like, he's doing that Alicia Fox thing on purpose, and it's, oh my god, I don't want to be doing this right now, but I feel like it. For a go home show, it's just sad. It's just sad. And not only that, they had like the whole what was I talking about, the Alicia Fox, Noam Dar, Cedric Alexander segment for no reason, and then that was cringe. I don't even like using that word, but that was just bad. And then you go into your new main attraction in Goldberg, and that was just even worse. That was even worse than the whole 205 Live segment. Like, first of all, he's bleeding because he busted his head on the door. You know, he does that old, the whole banging his head on the door thing, which is stupid. And then he comes to the ring. Then he forgets his whole promo. Like, it's like, and I respect the crowd for not shitting all over him like I would have. Like, well, come on, bro. I already don't give a fuck about you now. Why are you on my TV to begin with? And you got one job. You're only here every so often. You shouldn't be here now. Like, you should have just did your one and done. Cause now it's lost its luster. You should have just did your one and done at Survivor Series and just dipped out, bro. Like, how? That was so cringe. You're supposed to be this big, terrifying, jackhammering, spearing monster, but then you come out there and sound like an upset preteen. Oh, you look dumb. Like, what did he say to Brock? Like, are you gonna just stand like a dumbass or something like that? Or a big dummy? Did he call him a big dummy? Like, what are you, Red Fox? Come on now. Like, and he just he couldn't remember his opening statements. Like, he's gonna jackhammer this guy and spear that guy and 29 of them, and it was just like, once I heard Paul Heyman, ladies and gentlemen, I'm like, oh my God, there is a God. There is a God. Thank you so much. It's just like, how can it be that cringe? I told you guys, I don't give a fuck about Goldberg. Why is he on my TV? Why is he on my TV? And then what makes it worse, I get on Twitter, and just because, Undertaker popped out, Brock Lesnar and Goldberg had a stare down. It was a 3-way stare down at the end of Raw. It was still a bad show. It was still a bad show. And I even think about the United States title match because it ended in a disqualification because Kevin Owens jumped in, and you had you're continuously making your top champion on Raw look like a damn fool, and it does not help the character of Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens needs a hard reset. Kevin Owens needs to lose that belt to Roman Reigns. I hate to say this. He needs to lose that belt to Roman Reigns just so he can snap, and then he can take out Chris Jericho and just become this maniacal, nasty Samoa Joe type heel. Or fuck it. It's time. The Royal Rumbles this Sunday. Bring up Joe. I'm just saying, if that's what you want to do, I would rather have Samoa Joe on SmackDown, because I'd rather have everybody on SmackDown at this point. But fuck it. Put Joe on Raw. That's what you need right now. Either way it goes. They owe so many people on Raw. I told you they owe TJ Perkins. Oh my God. TJ Perkins is just dead to the crowd. Like, he comes out to no crowd reaction. No crowd reaction. At least Roman gets booed. If you're getting... the rule of thumb is, as long as you're getting a reaction, that means they got some kind of emotional investment in it. Roman Reigns comes out to deafening boos. There's an investment in hating him. When TJ Perkins come out, nobody cares, and that's just a bad thing. What else was a bad thing? What are they doing with Nia Jax? Nia Jax should not be cutting promos like that. She shouldn't be cutting promos at all. She needs to say like one-liners when somebody tries to interview her or something like that. You know what I'm saying? She does not need to speak, especially when she's going all Valley Girl. Well, listen up about Sasha Banks' injury. I did it. Yeah, ESPN covered it. Nobody cares, Nia. I fear for you. I fear for you because you have the potential to be a monster heel, a monster dominating force in the women's division, but they're killing you on Raw. Oh my god. What else was cringe on this show? You had the opening segment, starting off with the usual suspects. The whole first 30 minutes was the usual suspects. So, and then Stephanie still had her influence in the show. And whatever happened with the whole Seth Rollins thing? Mate, did I miss something? Did I tune out, or did I go a blank? Did Seth ever get, his answers on Raw of why Triple H's music hit? Was that ever explained? Please tell me, because did I miss it? My TV was on Raw for the whole 3 hours and some minutes. I took a phone call. I was playing Dokkan Battle, but it was still on. I was watching, obviously, but was there any resolution? And do I even really care at this point? That's the real question. Do I even really care at this point? Raw is so bad. Raw is so bad. And it shouldn't be. When you think about the key players that they have. Raw, I said I wasn't going to rant. But when you talk about Raw, you have to. You just have to. There's nothing. How do you end your go home show with not one cringe segment, but two back to back? I don't get it. How does one cringe lead into another cringe? Oh, oh my god. It was a go home show. If this was last week, it could have, it still wouldn't have been passable because it still would have been a bad show, but it would have been more forgivable for at least having that Sami Zayn Seth Rollins match. I don't get it. I don't understand. And then it just hit me that I was talking about how dead the tag team scene is. And you have two tag teams that aren't even in the tag team division right now for some reason. Enzo and Cass and the New Day. What? What? I don't get it. I just don't. Alicia Fox is not in the women's division. She's on 205 Live most of the time. Your talent is there. The talent is there. Why do we only get one match a week in 3 hours? And I know it's more than one match, but it's only one match that really counts. It is, and it's not even your world champion or your United States champion, because they're all playing Shark Cage or playing I don't know, whatever with Roman Reigns and the mid card. I don't get it. It's just when you have talent like Cedric Alexander, Noam Dar, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Chris Jericho, Brock Lesnar, who else is on Raw? Enzo and Cass as a tag team, the New Day as a tag team, the Club as a tag team, Sheamus and Cesaro as a team or individuals. Alicia Fox is talented. You have Emma, who still hasn't goddamn debuted yet, and you're changing her gimmick. Like I said, I hope this whole thing is a swerve. I hope this whole thing is just a big swerve, and she's not really changing her gimmick. They're just showing all of her Facebook photos. But at the same time, I can see it because they were actually on her Twitter and Instagram, those pictures, because I was watching and looking while the time I was wondering, where the fuck is Emma? Why'd you on the beach when you need to be in the ring? I don't get it. And then you've taken this young talent that could have been something like Nia Jax and Dana Brooks, and then you rush them to the main roster too soon, and now they're both floundering. One's essentially dead and needs a whole new repackage. She needs, in Dana Brooks, I thought she could be a decent NXT Women's Champion for a short reign, but no, that didn't happen. And then Nia Jax could have had a good run as the Women's Champion on the main roster, but y'all are I can't even say pussifying her because she's a woman. You guys are making her look retarded and weak and for no reason. Like, why is this monster force who you established for weeks in squash matches, why is she cutting Valley Girl type promos? It doesn't make sense. And then, oh my God, watching Raw will give you a conniption. It will give you a head splitting migraine trying to make sense of things that should already been made sense of. You have the talent. Bayley, Charlotte, Sasha, 3 out of 4 of the women who helped rebuild your women's division, and you're slowly turning into what they're being fixed, or what they fixed. Like, you call them the women, but right now they're back, at least on Raw, they're back into some type of diva mentality. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. It's flustering. It's like, it's not even frustrating, it's flustering. It shouldn't be. When you have, if you just look at the roster itself, on Raw, even if you want to say they only have half the roster, they have such a good half of a roster. Like I said, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, Austin Aries. You know, he comes on commentary, but 205 Live, when he comes back and actually start wrestling, when his eye heals, he's gonna be on Raw. Austin Aries. And then, like I said, you can have all these UK people. You can have a Pete Dunne. You can have a Tyler Bates. But Raw is just like, I told you, if you want a young blossoming career, you go to SmackDown. If you want to end your career or retire, you go to Raw. Oh. Raw stands for retiring able-bodied wrestlers. Retiring able-bodied wrestlers. That's what Raw stands for. Oh my God. I'm 2 minutes over my 15. If I'm being over dramatic, am I being overcritical? Let me know down below. But I just feel like the product that they're giving us, I've tried to be positive. I can't be positive anymore. I used to say, if you want, the unfiltered truth about Raw, go watch JD from New York. You know what I'm saying? That's my spirit animal. But this is a go home show. But it's not making me want to tune in. I still got NXT. I still got SmackDown. I know those two are going to deliver. Maybe I'll watch 205 Live this week. I don't know. Maybe. But just let me know, am I being overcritical down below? Everything's always linked in the description. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. Follow me if you have not already. Try to be out with your friends so they can get on the construction. The construction. Get in on the conversation. Subscribe if you have not to already. And hit the little bell to always be notified. I'm so flustered right now. To always be notified when I post a new video. I'm about to go play some Pokemon. I need to woosah. Because I was fine. And then I was like, I need to put up a video talking about Raw. To get back on track. But I might start skipping Raw. Honestly, I'm done with Raw. I'm going to give it the Royal Rumble. And I'm giving it next week. And after that, if I don't have a Samoa Joe or Finn Balor's not back, or there's nothing has changed after the Royal Rumble next week and that Raw, I'm done. I'm watching SmackDown and NXT, and I can start watching Gotham again. I can start watching Gotham again on and Loving Hip Hop and other shows. Like 3 hours wasted every Monday night thinking they can get their shit together because I love the talent on Raw. I love Sasha. I love Charlotte. I love Nia. I love Kevin. I love Chris. I even like Roman Reigns. I like Roman. I don't care what you guys think. I think he's talented. He doesn't deserve the spot he's in. I understand that, but he's not bad in the ring. He can deliver some good matches depending on who's in the ring with. You know, it takes two to tango, and I love those AJ Styles Roman Reigns matches. So there's the talent is there. Good talent. The talent that we've been waiting to be on Raw and SmackDown. We finally have them, and this is what they're spiting us. This is Vince spiting us. Your talent failed, so let's go back to my talent. You know, this is... All that being said, I am Shawn DaGamer.